A fighter pilot is possibly a little different breed of pilot than maybe a bomber pilot. What's it take to be a fighter pilot? What gives you the edge?
You know, the first thing is you have a natural talent for flying, which your instructor pilots quickly discover when you're in school. And they're the ones that basically made the decision of who would go to which kind of airplane. Let me put it to you this way. You drive down the street with different people in their car, they're driving, and you immediately know who's a good driver and who isn't. Who makes you nervous? Well, he would never make a fighter pilot. You have to have situational awareness. You have to know what's going on around you all the time in a three-dimensional sphere, not just 1 to 2 dimensions, but up, down, and around. So that is essentially one of the basic differences. I mean, when you're in a big scrap, a dogfight, you could have 16, 18 of your guys, and maybe 30 or 40 of the other fellows. And you have to keep in your mind the position of everybody. Is that airplane out there at your 10 o'clock a threat to you and your wingman, or are you a threat to him? Then that changes instantly, and you've got something else you're looking at. Is this guy down here in trouble, one of your people? Is this enemy airplane diving away from you something you want to go after? Because maybe there are more of him friends back behind you. So you're constantly, your mind is working at lightning speed in a three-dimensional combat arena. It's very challenging, to say the least.
Do you think, as a fighter pilot, when you hear of one of your fellow pilots that got in trouble, was there sort of a feeling that it just can't happen to me? How does that work?
Well, that was always true. Somebody would go down, and then naturally you're sorry. But you were saying to yourself, no, that'll never happen to me. No, he messed up. That'll never happen. And you live on this. And yet you look around the mess, and they're all new faces. Out of this bunch, the original 40, only 8 of them finished a full tour. Now, they weren't all getting on this memorial plaque. A lot of them were POWs. Mostly, they'd go down and be sent home, or, wind up in the prison camps. But that's a pretty high percentage.
In a P-51, in a dogfight, how long would a fight like that, how long would it take as a general rule?
Usually in the first 5 seconds of a dogfight, somebody dies. Somebody goes down. You want to make sure it's the other guys, not you. Dogfights can last anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute or two, depending. The longest one I was ever in was about 12 minutes, and that was over North Vietnam.
And that's in a more modern airplane, the F-4.
Yeah, in the F-4 versus MiG-17s. There were 8 of us, and I think probably about 16 of them. Something like that. You don't have time to count. But that was a long, long fight.
In the F-4 arena, is it a similar situation to what you experienced in World War II?
People don't want to believe this, but yes. Even the kids today flying the 16s and the 15s can't visualize. But yes, it's very much the same. Speeds are different. Your lethal range with your weapons is greater. But basically the same things apply. Situational awareness, aggressiveness, teamwork, the smarts. Wait a minute, this is a bad situation. Let's get out of here, because you can always come back tomorrow. But it's amazing how similar things happen much faster.
So you're saying that in the arena today, even with the modern electronics and F-16 and the high-powered airplanes that we're flying today, that the same situations could occur?
I believe so. Now, the kids that are flying these airplanes today will quarrel with me, and they have, because, I go out and talk to them all the time. As I said, I repeat, they can't visualize. They train one-on-one or two-on-two or maybe as much as four-on-four, but that's it. They can't visualize 30 or 40 airplanes, enemies. And okay, so you're loaded with these long-range missiles. Your airplane can actually search and track a multitude of different aircraft. It will identify those aircraft for you. It will tell you how high they are, which way they're going, how many G's they're pulling. They may even tell you the pilot's name. I don't know. But you've got weapons on board that you can fire, and it'll go out 10 miles, 15 miles, and kill the other guy. But you better make damn sure who he is, because it could be one of your fellas. But they say, oh no, our equipment will identify. I say, okay, fine. So you're in a fight, and you turn, and here's this fellow over here, he's at 9 o'clock low, and you go for him. How do you know where your wingman is, or where number 4 is? You fire that damn missile, it doesn't know. It's going to go for what it sees. And if it's a plume of heat, everybody's trailing the heat. You got to, come on. It's not a game. It's deadly. Deadly.
General, back in World War II, as a fighter pilot, I've read many times there were sort of some unwritten rules that applied. For instance, you didn't shoot up somebody in a chute or something like that. I read once where you had an engagement and you watched the guy go down into a field and you just give him a flyby. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
That was kind of dumb. I hate to talk about that. That was my first fight, and I managed to get 2 Focke-Wulfs. And the second pilot bailed out, landed in the field, and I came around. I'm sure he must have thought I was going to strafe him. The furthest thing from my mind, I went over him like an idiot and did a slow roll and flew away. And later